lonely.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We wanted to give you a little information on this first song that we're doing. It's this November is National Native American Heritage Month, and is celebrated to recognize the history, culture, and contributions of Native Americans and Alaskan Natives. We're going to perform a song in honor of the National Native American Heritage Month. This song is the first song on our first album we wrote together. Laura created the video, which we were going to start a little prelude to the song. And right now we're working on our second Chill Out Groove album. So, music, love it. Okay, here we go.
is beautiful. Thank you. So talented. I mean, is there anything you don't do? They write books, they shoot music, they paint, and they're beautiful souls. I mean, it's just amazing. And they love us. Oh my gosh. How good is that? Good morning, everyone. There they are. How are you? It's good to see you this morning. I like your jacket. Very nice. I am Reverend Sharon Dunn-Alberg. I'm your senior minister, your spiritual director, welcoming you this morning. Because what do we have here? We have a new month. A new month. That means that we have a new theme, and that means that we have new birthday Sunday. Whose birthdays are in November? Anyone? Birthdays in November. Anne? Dawn? Okay.
Larry?
Larry is tomorrow.
And honoring my mom, it was her birthday today.
And Mom, November. Okay, my mother was November 23rd. And for those of you online, I welcome you as well. And how many of you are having a November birthday? Yes, I see you. Romper room. So glad you're here. And I think we have a cake, do we not? Someone brought a cake. Who did that? Corey, she brought it, and I believe it's a German chocolate cake.
It's a special kind of German chocolate.
Special kind of German chocolate.
Frosting's in the cake.
Frosting's in the cake. That's a sermon. Okay, I'll get back to that. And so we're going to do our Namaste greeting, which is something new for us. And Namaste, we're going to do a safe greeting. And so what we'll do is we get into a bow, and our hands are in a prayer position, and we're looking at each other. And we can say Namaste to each other. And what that means is the divine light in me honors the divine light in you. And that's how we're phrasing it. And you can phrase it any way you'd like. And please greet 2 or 3 people. Enjoy this. And we have a new book of the month, and this one is a wonderful book. This is 365 Days of Richer Living. It actually was originally Richer Living. Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker wrote this together. And now it has become this 365 Days of Richer Living, which is wonderful. Something you can read every day, which spiritual reading spiritual books is a spiritual practice. And so because our theme for this month is abundance, we are going to be seeped in prosperity and abundance consciousness. And your life, my life, and the life of this community will prosper. And I'm really looking forward to it. I guess they picked that because, Thanksgiving is this month, so I'm very, very excited. It's so apropos. And we have our birthdays, so please join us after service. And I think we finished our Gourmets for God, which is our way of fundraising, as well as raising, and we raised quite a bit for our community, hosting an event where the host pays for whatever it is, whether it's movie night and purchasing popcorn, or whether it's something different. And then people bid on it, and they pay for the bid, and that goes to us. See? But the thing is, if you attended, it's more of a community building as well. So, a lot of fun. We've been showing the pictures of the events. This one was last night. Anyone who was there want to mention that last night? Ruth.
So it was so much fun, and thank you, Corey and Nikki, for hosting the game night. It was so much fun. We played Mexican Train, and we played Chinese checkers, and what else was it? There was pizza, rummy tiles, and then we did a trivia at the end, and there was even prizes. It was just,
my goodness!
It was just wonderful.
Okay.
We had so much fun, and being in the center to do it was it felt so good and homey, and it was wonderful.
Wonderful. And I believe there was some wine tasting, and I think our wine tasting hostess is now back in her seat. How was that? I love this one picture of the sunset, was it? It's just beautiful. How was your event, Debbie?
Well, we could ask Kathy.
It was wonderful. It was, wonderful company, wonderful scenery, wonderful wine. We learned so much. I'm still, remembering things that I learned that day, And
So they were teaching you to be sommeliers.
Yeah. They hooked us up with a man at this place, and he was just happy to talk about
that's
wine
wonderful. Wonderful.
Someone was interested.
I have done the wine tasting with Debbie and Jim, and I wanted to do this. There was a ordination I had to attend on the day of wine tasting, but that's the one next year. If we're doing that again, that's the one I will hopefully work out a schedule to be able to be there. It's so wonderful. I love them all, actually. Do you here we're looking happier and happier. Yeah. Do you all, this is, the end of our Gourmets for God season. Do you want to do it again next year?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it again next year. We'll just get started early on that. So we're calling for demonstrations now, and a demonstration is an answered prayer, if you will. It's a manifestation of something that we have prayed for and desired. Has anyone got a demonstration to share? Oh, Ruth again.
Well, I got a call the other day. We're still in our center here. We're still in construction. We're still finishing our remodeling. There's a lot of things that need to be done. One of the things that we want to get done quickly is to put some doors at our entrances, because then we can rent out our space in the front and have our sanctuary secure. So I got a call the other day from Reverend Sharon. She goes, guess what? We went to Habitat for Humanity, and there are doors here. I said, I'll be right there. So those doors that are in the back are the double doors that are going to go over here. They were only $75.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're usually $600 to $700.
Right. And then we looked down the lighting aisle, and one of the things I had a vision for is in our social area, and there's those what are those lights that we're
They're awful lights.
They're the awful lights. They're those those tube lights and everything. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have chandeliers in there, just kind of an eclectic kind of thing? Down the lighting aisle were 3 chandeliers, all matching, in a box still, never been used. $15 a piece.
So I'm hanging out.
Abundance.
I'm going to be hanging out at the HH.
Yes.
The HH Ranch. All of you, if you see anything in there, you just give us a call.
Yes.
Any other? Debbie has one.
So I was doing some exercises the other night. Actually, I was just doing a stretch, right? And it pulled something in my chest. It felt like I'd broken a rib again, honestly. I was like, breathing felt terrible, and we were watching TV, my husband and I, and I'm like, we need to pause this. And so I'm just like leaning on him for support just because I was in pain. And I thought, okay, I guess I need to treat, so I treated. I reached out to my prayer partner, who happened to be online and also treated right away. And I was still in quite a bit of pain going to bed, and I took, a leave or whatever. In the morning when I woke up, all I could feel was a little sort of heaviness still in that spot, but no pain. And by later in the day, when I took a walk and started, reimagining my perfect whole and completeness, it was gone. It's completely gone at this point, and it really felt like a miraculous healing, and it reminded me that what I have found really works well is that sort of stop, drop, and pray. If we can remember to pray as quickly as possible, and I want to bring that to the election for myself and for everyone, that whether it's the candidate you love or the candidate you hate or whoever gets elected, it doesn't matter. Stop, drop, and pray. Pray that the best is happening for our country, and be in that knowing that that can be what's happening no matter what it looks like. And that has so much power. So that's my time.
Thank you. And I'm going to have us do our vision, mission, and purpose together. At our vision, we are a welcoming sanctuary community where all are accepted, valued, and supported in the global family. Our mission, we inspire personal and global transformation through the teachings of science of mind. And our purpose, in joy and love, we connect in service to all life. So I have the honor and privilege of bringing up our practitioner for the day. And again, we know Reverend Debbie is a minister, but we are practitioners first and always. And she is an amazing practitioner. And what that means in our vows and in our code, our practitioner code, is that we are active, loyal, and supporting. Active meaning that we're here. Loyal is to support the minister, whether you like her or not. And we have ways to work out things that we don't like. And supporting is to tithe. And those are three ideas that we actually use to determine who is in our core community. We have, gotten rid of membership, which is really unique across the world in our movement, because I felt like we could do this, not have membership, but have an organic way of being together. Not asking young people as they come in to join anything. That's just not happening with our young people. Just to have it kind of more organic, but still be legal, holding our 501c3. So we do have members. They are our board members. Other than that, we have our community. Then we also have our core community, those who are kind of meet that criteria of being very supporting of our community. And Debbie is one of those people, and I am so grateful. Reverend Debbie.
Now about this whole loyalty piece. No, I'm just kidding.
Right?
But it's true, right? So I am, as a practitioner, and any of us would be, loyal to my senior minister, knowing that my senior minister is not only beloved, but also is loyal to this teaching and to this principle and to what she sees as highest and best for this community. Doesn't mean we can't ever talk things through, right? So it's absolutely perfect. It's wonderful. And so now going into that place that is always within, this place where peace is all that is ever happening. There is an infinite peace, an infinite prosperity, an infinite goodness and wisdom and wholeness. And this wisdom and wholeness, this peace and prosperity, are all that are happening They are all that are happening in me. I am made of God stuff. And the same is true for each and every person here, for our band, for Reverend Sharon, for our music support, our technical support, our sound guy, every single person in this community. And as we stretch this beyond our community, every single person who our hearts touch, every friend, every relative, every person we don't agree with, every person throughout the world and throughout this country as we are in election season, there is only good. And today, right here and right now, this good is part of this service developing this community. This community thrives, grows, expands, and creates love and abundance wherever we are. We are in the midst of our good, and it is done, and so it is. And now for our readings. And we'll say bye for a sec to the children as they go off to the children's program. Abundance. Ernest Holmes. Today I recognize the abundance of life. I animate everything in my experience with this idea. I remember only the good. I accept only the good. I expect only the good. This is all I experience. I give thanks that this good is flowing in ever-increasing volume. I do not withhold this good from others, but proclaim that spiritual substance is flowing to each and to all as daily supply. In everything, give thanks. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. How we love to do for those who cooperate with and are grateful for our small endeavors. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. And from Ianla van Zandt. Maybe if we spent just a little time saying thank you for what we do have, we won't have so much time to dwell on what we lack. Gratitude, praise, and thanksgiving activate the divine laws of abundance. When the universe can see we are conscious of and grateful for what we have, it is activated to shower us with more. Even when it seems the well is drying up, we can affirm, I can hardly wait to see the good that will come out of this. And now for more music. Take It Back, a poem by Laura Linza.
So yes, we are going to do something a little different this morning, taken right out of the book of Doug Van Workum. We're going to do a poem set to music. This poem was written by our very own Laura Linza. And you know, last month we talked a lot about power, and it continues into this month with abundance, because the power of our abundance is at hand. Take it back. Take back your power.
Take back your power.
You've let them walk. You've let them tower. They've seen you cower.
Take it back.
But not anymore.
Take back your
Rise
power.
up now. Show them what's in store. Power up.
Take it back.
You're not alone. There's a fire deep inside. Your strength unknown. Enough is enough. It's time to be free. There's a force within. Let the world see.
Take it back.
Take back your power.
Take back your power.
You've let them walk.
Take it back.
You've let them tower.
Take
They've
back
seen you
your
cower,
power.
but not anymore. Rise up now. show 'em what's in store. Been down too long, here's your call. Feel the weight lift as you stand tall. Life is short, there's no time to pretend. Now's your chance to rise and mend. Take it back. Don't let it go. Your heart's the fire. Let it show.
Take back your power.
Lead with love. Let it be true. The power's yours. It's always been in you.
Nice. Oh, I love it. I love us. So we are talking about abundance today, and next week, and next week, and next week. And I couldn't be happier to be talking about abundance. And we had our class yesterday, and it was such a great class. I heard from someone in the class that something about myself, and I'm going to just put it in first person, something about myself, I just want to get rid of it. I want it to be done. I don't want to have this experience anymore. And what it was a human experience. Do you ever feel like, I just wish I didn't think this way or feel this way. I wish I was a little more lofty. I wish I was a little more spiritual. I wish I was kind of arrived. I wish I was more at peace. Well, sometimes we have human experiences. Oh dear. And what happens when you're human is that we have things like the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight. We have hormones. We have the amygdala. We have the limbic system in the brain. We have the lizard brain. We have all this stuff working for us to protect us from harm. And the fun part of this, then, is to accept ourselves and love ourselves when, for example, we're afraid. Sometimes I feel like I might dive into shame when I'm afraid. Well, you're a minister. Really? You can't maintain that guru position. You fell off your Buddha rock. Any of those kind of thoughts. And with this idea of abundance and prosperity, it's essential, it's imperative that we have a positive mindset. But I want to say this month that it's also imperative that we indulge in self-acceptance and self-love when we feel afraid. And let's not park there. But let's accept that there are facts in the world that we have to contend with. There are bills that we have to pay. There are things that we have to accomplish. So let me give you a confession. I was thinking about the center, I was thinking about the center all the time. That's my job. And it's my vow. And it's my call. To hold a level of vision for this center and for the Centers for Spiritual Living. As an ordained minister for life, I made a vow. And sometimes I get afraid how we keep the doors open, and I get to that place of kind of, ooh, I'm feeling a little shame. remembered the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is that I did that thing or I thought that thing, and shame is I am that thing. And so I thought, well, let me think about this. Let me go to that place of minimal thinking. And so I thought about these kind of sayings, and I thought you might enjoy them. You know, being close to the purse. Have you ever heard that one? Yeah. How about living hand to mouth? Eking out a living. Scraping by. Existing on a shoestring. Making ends meet. No. No. There's a difference between being afraid for a moment. You know, and what I mean by a moment, it's such an important moment because it's a fact. It's intel. It's information. Oh, okay, I'm afraid. Let's look at that. Let's bring that out into the light. You know, let's undress that shame and all of that and look at it. And that way, I can see where I must go. What else is possible? And that's where I create my purpose statement for my spiritual mind treatment. Oh my God, I'm broke. Because, you know, we can do that with the purpose statement. It doesn't have to be affirm. It doesn't have to be positive. It doesn't have to be, it can be a complaint. Because we tell the truth there, how we're feeling, and then we can look at it and match it to a principle, and that be our spiritual mind treatment. So I noticed that I was afraid, and I talked to Ruth, who's my partner as the board president, board of trustees, and I can share my feelings about how are we going to do this month. And someone in this very room sent in a generous donation. I cried, and I said to myself, you know, how long, Sharon, are you going to sit in the afraidness? That's the question, isn't it? How long are we going to sit in the afraidness? The wonderful thing about us spiritual translators is that we have our practice. We do our reading, our meditation, our prayers. We come here. We're doing it all. So we're practiced for those moments when we're afraid. And so it almost doesn't feel right, does it? You know, it's so easy to say, wow, that doesn't feel good. And so I call my prayer partner. I call my partner, and then what happens? The mail arrives. And that's a demonstration. You know, I looked at what is it that we're doing as a community to grow this wonderful center, community center. And we're doing everything. You know, we have a budget. We take care of our rent, our utilities, you know, our food and our transportation. These are apparently the 4 walls. I've been looking at this. I've been studying, you know, what is it? Because, you know, I kind of live in another dimension. And that's not always good either. You know, you can be so spiritual, you are of no earthly good. I will get mail and not open it. You know, I'll get to that. And then I kind of have to pray for to get to that. And so I have to kind of study these ideas of finances. You know, Ruth is kind of the string of my balloon, right? She's got all that down. I tend to surround myself with strings. And so there's this thing called 4 walls, you know, whereas rent, utilities, food, and transportation. Well, I had to translate that into our spiritual center. So I said, food, well, that that's the message in the music, right? So that's kind of clever. And then transportation, why, that's the website and the Wi-Fi. That's how we get ourselves out there. You know, and so I thought, well, this is pretty clever. I'm going to share that. Okay. And the reason I'm sharing that, not only do I think I'm clever, which is a very important part of prosperity consciousness, is to really know and embrace your worthiness. Talk nice about yourself this month. But this idea of, we do this, we take care of that. We have cut our expenses. Well, and I'm one of them. Someday, soon, we will be paying the minister. And we have an emergency fund. We have no debt. And we do live below our means. We would like to spend more. We have a wish list now, which is kind of fun. And we do save up for our big purchases. And here's where I got really focused. But what about our why? Are we sharing our why? Because the shared vision is the only way to get there, scientifically. You know, if some of us believe in it and the other half doesn't, we're not going anywhere. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to share our why. I'm going to share all this with you. And I was a little scared to do it, by the way. Because, it's easier to talk about sex than money. Never mind. And so, but I thought, wait a minute. I'm going to be transparent here. I'm going to be authentic. I always am when I get up here. And I thought, I want you to hold the why with me. The why is why we're growing. The why is why we are, our vision, mission, and purpose is to bring that to the communities. People are coming here and saying, I didn't even know you were here. For us to get out there, for us to find ways to get out there. And that means you all bringing the message with you. What we're doing, how to get on our website, giving out a newsletter. I mean, we're doing all those things, and we as a community must do it together. And 2025 is going to be our year. We've already accomplished so much. Look at this. 2025 is just going to be exponential growth. It has to be, because it is good for all. It is done in love. We have a conviction of faith in it. It has to happen. And so Ruth was sharing her little chicken scratch, right? She was sharing her little chicken scratch with me, which is, wonderful of her, because our tithing is so generous. We are really generous in our tithing. Praise God. That pays all these expenses. But it's not covering everything. It's not covering everything. In fact, it is not covering our rent. It is just covering our expenses. And so we are at the point now where we're very, very excited to share this space with other like-minded groups. And that is a why. It is such a great why, and it's something that as you go along in your travels, you can think about, wow, I went to yoga. Wow, we can be a place for yoga, for Reiki, for counseling, for recovery groups. And so I'm sharing our why because we must grow and prosper if we want the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living to exist. And I cannot thank all of you enough because we built this. The children are here because it's in our vision. Our music is the best at, I've been here We're going into our 10th year, and look at us now. We're looking at February of having our grand opening, of calling centers around us to come and celebrate with us what we've created, and bring the community in. And we cannot entertain lack and limitation. We can get there for a minute, but we can't stay there. And I want you to know that this idea of prosperity and abundance is not something we have to find. We don't have to find people. We don't have to find checks in the mail. We don't have to find ways to, pay our bills. We have to find what's in the way. And I'm talking about individually and collectively. Do you want more in your life? Do you feel like I would just like a little more? Raise your hand if you ever have those thoughts. I would just like a little more. I would just like this to be handled. I would just like not to have to worry about this anymore. This month is so perfect for us because it's an opportunity for us to grow not in consciousness, okay? Consciousness is already there. It's infinite. It's available. It's hot and ready. It is our access to it. Prosperity isn't something that we can create for the center without starting inside, individually. It's the same with spiritual mind treatment. When someone comes to you and says, pray for me. Okay, that's easy. Why is that easy? Because we believe in oneness. That I'm not praying for you, I'm praying for me. I can only pray for you by praying for me. Because it's not magic. Well, I can't move mountains yet, as in Matthew. When Jesus said, believe that you can move the mountain into the sea and it will move, that's true. But it has to come with... So my work is not, how am I going to make this happen? What's going to happen if this happens? That's not my work. That isn't my way of being. That isn't who I am. Who I am is recognizing who I am. And the power and the source that is my source, the only source there is, and it's a source for Debbie, and it's a source for Ruth. It's a source for all of us. So we're not thinking about the center and about the nation or about the world first. We are thinking in terms of self first. This is an inside job. Are you with me? And some of the things that we have to do is we have to maintain a positive mindset. We have to believe in our own worthiness. Money is the outpicturing of worth and value. It isn't green and silver. It is our access to consciousness. Spirit, the Creator, creates us all with free will. It doesn't interfere. There are religions that believe in punishing God and, if I do that, the wrath of God. Or how about this? God has given me a son. No. What happens is we learn that God is all there is, or spirit, or what divine mind. That is all there is, and that creates all of creation. We are endowed then with that. We are created in the likeness, in the image of. That power that's infinite is my power. I just have to figure out in this lifetime how much of it I can use. And sometimes I outsource. Do you? Oh my gosh, the politics are my source now. It's all encompassing. Oh my God, I can't move. I'm paralyzed. Oh my heavens. I've outsourced. Rather, and this would be good for the next 48 hours, rather, we spiritually translate. We find a matching principle to neutralize the effects that we are indulging in. Like, in the next 48 hours, it can be freedom, equity, inclusion, love, unity, oneness, wholeness. And so we would literally then, for the next 48 hours, we would be that. And we would not indulge in anything else. Oh, so what does that mean? Freedom. That means freedom for all. So let me start with me. Where am I a prisoner of my own thinking? Where have I built fences that keep you out? You see where I'm going here? If we're going to work with this beautiful theme of, excuse me, prosperity, abundance, we're going to be accepting for ourselves our wildest imagination. Because once we get into our wildest imagination, we have left our imagination and we've started to access Spirit's imagination. We start to do vision boards and make intentions for the new year. We start to release that which no longer serves us. We start to let go of we clean out our closets. We let go of those relationships that are just complete. We are complete. God bless you. I let you go. I still have some outfits that I had when I was 30
And that's a problem.
that I couldn't even get away with wearing. But I loved it so much. I've got a pair of high heels that there is no way on God's green earth I could walk in those heels. Those little heel things, and I remember the day. But if I move them out, what am I doing? I'm giving some young, beautiful thing this hundreds of dollars worth of shoe. And I have made room for my safety shoes. And isn't that wonderful? That is abundance for me. And now I'm going to talk to you about why prosperity and abundance is important. It is not about money. Do you understand that prosperity and abundance is about our health, our wellness, making room for our creativity, having fun, seeing the delight in everything? Can you name anything here that is included in this idea of abundance? Anybody?
Friendship.
Friendship. Relationships. Spiritual growth. Electricity. New doors. I am so happy to be talking about abundance this month, because I need it. I need you as well to join me as the spiritual directors and the spiritual leaders of this community to shore up this idea that we have it all as soon as we make room for it. As soon as we agree and accept that this is our divine right. This magnificent center is God's idea of itself as a wonderful place for our community to come and share with one another and play game night and go wine tasting and teach the children. And how about that? The children grow up in this teaching? What a wild life that is.
It is.
There it is. We have a witness. Are you with me here?
Yes.
I need you. And I am so grateful for anyone who comes here on Sunday, who shows up, who participates. And for the band, you hear them here on Sunday. They're out there creating. They're out there, what are we going to do? How are we going to dazzle them this time? We have so much already to give thanks for. And remember the law of circulation. I always say, if I was just meant to give, I wouldn't inhale. So put your mind to prosperity. Put your mind to abundance. Put your mind to I'm worth it. Put your mind to where can I give? Where can I give? Let us pray. So there is one source, one source, one power, one presence, creating out of itself everything, all life. And so as we look around, we see the abundant universe. We see the stars. We see the beautiful forests, the fish in the sea. We see abundance everywhere. We see this beauty everywhere. And that beauty is my beauty. It is that I am that is. I am beauty. I am prosperity. I am abundance. I am the source of the joy in my life, the prosperity in my life. And because I know this from the one mind, I know it is known to all. And so when I embody it, when I embrace it, it affects everyone. It affects the nation, the world, the earth. I accept my humanness. I accept my need to survive. I accept my impulses, my reactions. I accept my natural protective mechanisms that come from my body, my mind, my brain, neurons and hormones. But it is not my source. It is not my supply. It is not the truth of me. And the truth of me is that I am the source. And I am so grateful that as I move into this ability to access the infinite wealth of the universe, my life changes and the lives around me change. And I commit this month to walking this earth in supply, sourced, loved, abundant, and joy-filled. And I'm grateful that this prayer is answered. I release my word into the law, knowing that it's so. It's done. It's done for me. It's done for everyone. It's done for this nation. It's done for this world. And please agree with me as we say, and so it is.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. It's a great song that can touch your heart and make you feel so good about everything. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright pleasant days, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. As I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And also,
Is that abundance?
also, yeah, it's abundance, and also for Reverend Sharon.
What a wonderful world. I love that song. I just love that song every time. We are offering you an offering time. We are offering you an opportunity to give. You've heard a lot today about giving and receiving, and sometimes I talk about the breathing in and the breathing out. Reverend Sharon referred to that today. But today it's that knowing, right? It's that abundance always is, that prosperity always is, and it is who and what we really are. It is just like peace, just like wisdom, just like joy. It is the very stuff and substance of the universe, and we are made of that stuff. We are made of this abundance and prosperity and joy. So as you give, thank you, and be in that place of knowing that you are the worthiness, you are the abundance of the universe, and this is how it's expressing. And we are all so grateful. And yes, there's multiple ways to give. You can give here in the center with cash or a check, or by scanning the QR code, because we're very fancy, and that'll take you to PayPal, and then you can pay. It's super fun. It's like, wow, technology is cool. And also you can go on our website. This is what I usually do, and it's csl.org, and you can push the donate button. And of course, if you're in the mood, you can also, well, we'll go back to that. You can also push the prayer button. We'll talk about that in a sec. But right now, say with me the abundance affirmation. And if you're online, you also could say it. In consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. And so it is. gives me everything I need.
God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
Gives me
Everything I need.
So I give thanks
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
for my blessings.
God gives me
Everything I need.
God gives me everything I need. God gives me
And that was some abundance right there. All right. And remember I mentioned that magic prayer button? Okay, so you go on saccsl.org, you've hit donate, and you're like, I still need to do stuff. So then you go and you hit the prayer button, you put in your prayer. Reverend Sharon sends it out to the prayer team. I'm on it. And we pray on it all week, and then you let us know how it worked out if you choose to. We love hearing that. And we love to pray. Oh, it works? Wait, Ruth says it works. Tell us more.
The prayer works. There's so much demonstration, just like we saw today. Always the prayer works. Debbie, you're awesome at it too. I love how you pray.
Oh, well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
And yes, prayer works. That's why we're here, right? We change our thinking. We change our lives. There's a power for universe, a power for good in the universe, and we use it every day. And that's how we live our lives and transform our lives. And so it is. All right. On that note, as many of you know, Reverend Sharon has been teaching once a month on Saturday mornings. I gather that was yesterday, the art and science of spiritual mind treatment. So while we're talking about prayer, take a deep dive with her on a Saturday morning. This is a drop-in. You can attend all, you can attend one. And it's still going for December, January, February. How far?
It ends in March.
And it ends in March. So we still have 4 more opportunities for you to drop into this class and deepen or start your experience of spiritual mind treatment. Super powerful practice. Plus, community is always fun. We love to give. And one of the ways that we give is through our community giving program. And that is, at this point, to the Wellsprings Women's Center. We're taking collections through November 17th. There's a collection box in the social hall. You can, I believe there's a list out in the lobby of what they're taking. You can also go on our website. And while there are things you can give, of course, money is always welcome at these places because then they can spend it on what they most need. And then there's a winter coat drive. This is to provide coats and warmth for those in our community, maybe the unhomed, who really don't have access to it, or whatever they have is not in great shape. And they can be new, they can be used, but this opportunity to give warmth. Yes. Also through November 17th, also collected here at the center. And fast forward to 2 days after Christmas, December 27th, Friday, December 27th, we are going to have our annual Evening of Blessings. If you haven't done this, or if you have, this is such a powerful opportunity to, what you do is you come to the center and you enter this sacred space where there are stations with a practitioner, could be a minister practitioner, but there's multiple practitioners around the center, and you go to each one of them, or each one that you have time for, and you get maybe a 10-minute prayer. And it could be the same one at each station, it could be a different one, but it's this way of ramping up your life as you go into the new year during this sort of sacred solstice time, this time of the holidays. I mean, there's a reason there's so many holidays centered around sort of the darkest time of the year as we rebirth into the light. And now join with me in our abundance affirmation. It's just in and around me. The abundance of life flows in and around me. I saw that word abundance and I called it an abundance affirmation because that's what we're doing all month. And now for our closing song, followed by the benediction, and join us for cake and birthdays.
This song was written by Laura and I, and inspired by teachings. Here we go. Ask yourself what's important. The answer will be your guide. Take a path on the roadmap to your life.
Contemplate your future. Think about what you want to see. You are the great creator of your dreams. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. Water them with intentions, and you will grow your dreams.
Ask yourself what's important. Your answer will be your guide. Take a path on the roadmap, journey of your life.
Contemplate your future. Think about what you want to see. You are the great creator of your dreams. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. Water them with intentions, and you will grow your dreams. 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 You will grow your dreams.
That was amazing. You will grow your dreams. And so in this knowing place, in this place,
Let's do the slide.
let's do the slide.
Next slide.
Oops.
And let's all gather. Let's circle the same. No, you stay there.
I
You're
stay
doing
here.
our benediction.
Okay.
This is new for us, so we're in prayer position again, but we're circling the sanctuary together and looking at one another while we receive our benediction by our fabulous practitioner. That's perfect.
In this knowing place, in this place of infinite good, that is all that is happening right here, right now, in this moment and always. There is only the goodness of being, the stillness, the power of being, and the infinite grace. And this grace today is each and every one of us, this abundance of being, this wholeness of being, this joy, health, wholeness, healing, prosperity, abundance, all of it. Wonderful relationships. This is the music of our being, and this music spreads out and plays its harmonies to each and every person our lives touch. We go forth in safety, in peace, and in well-being, and in prosperity, feeling this absolute goodness of who and what we are, knowing that our music touches the world and creates a world that works for everyone. It is done. It is true, and I give thanks for answered prayer. I release this to law that says yes, and so